Hello, my name is Erica Schuneman, and today I will be talking about the topic, making higher education more affordable. What if I told you there's people who work 3 jobs and go to school full-time, but still graduate with a $100,000 debt? This is from the article, College Should Be Cheaper and Not Lead to Endless Debt, published in 2019. Becoming an adult can mean that you will face financial obstacles. Some adults will fall into financial problems that hold them back from going to college. College education is considered one of the most important factors of economic growth, therefore the cost shouldn't be high. As a senior looking into what college to go to, I have seen that the costs add up quickly. You pay for your tuition, your books, your housing if you live on campus, and sometimes your food. I have researched websites that will help back me up on my stance. First, I will talk about how high costs affect first-generation college students. Next, how it affects continuing generation students. And lastly, how this affects those who have lost their job due to the pandemic. First-generation college students tend to have a hard time finding the financial support to go to college. These people tend to be those who are older and might already have children, or those that speak a different language than English. A higher percent of first-generation students than continuing education students have reported that they cannot afford to go to college. This is from Where First-Generation College Students Get Financial Aid, published in 2019. Some continuing education students, those that have had parents go to college, also do not have access to financial funds. Although there's scholarships you can apply for, it doesn't cover all of your costs. 47% of your funds come from out-of-pocket, which is what you pay from your income or your parents. 28% comes from the scholarships you can apply for, and only 24% from student loans. This is from Families Are Paying Nearly Half of College Costs Out of Pocket, published in 2018. Due to the pandemic, there are people that struggle to find a job after they've lost theirs, and they do not have a college background. There are nearly 4 million people struggling to find a job because of their lack of college education, and only 199,000 people working with a bachelor degree or higher. This is from the article, Many Left Behind in This Recovery Have Something in Common, published in 2021. After looking at these problems, it is clear that the cost of college should be lowered. As you can see in this graph here, from the College Board, Trends in College from 2019, the cost of college has, even though it has increased only by a little, it's still too much for people to pay for. If the cost of college was lowered, first-generation students would be able to go to college and help support their children. Those that are continuing generation would be able to overcome their financial setbacks that they are facing. And lastly, those with no job due to the pandemic would be able to go back to college and get a good paying job. The cost of college has gone up due to the lack of support from the state. They can't keep up with the amount of enrollment, which means too many people are enrolling in college, so they have had to cut back on their support. This means that people have to pay for their college completely out of pocket. This is from Here's Why College is So Expensive. The Answer is Obvious, published in 2020. Imagine this. If the cost was reduced, people would be able to get a higher education. There would be less financial problems, and people would be able to have a good job. Let's say there's a single mother that's struggling to pay her bills or buy groceries for her little kids. She would be able to go to college, get a job, and not have to worry about how that next grocery bill is going to be paid. Today, I have told you about 3 problems that come from high college costs, how they can be solved, and what the main reason is that the college costs are so high. After hearing all of this today, I hope that you too feel that the college costs should be lowered. As high school students that are either thinking about going to college next year or the years to come, I hope you can help raise awareness for this problem. If we help speak up for those that cannot afford to go to college, we could be helping. To start, you could first tell your friends and family and make them aware of what high college costs are doing for people. 2, bring awareness to the colleges near you so then maybe they can help too convince the state to lower college costs. And 3, make the state aware of what their lack of funding is doing for people around the world. If we raise awareness to the effects that higher education costs has on people, we could make an impact on millions and help change and limit financial problems. Are there any questions?
Do you think there should be a work-study program to help alleviate the cost?
Yes. Thank you for listening.